Now we come to another combination design of cohort case control together known as nested case control study. Now before we understand in depth the design of NCC or nested case control, let's first look at the two questions which have been asked from this particular study design. First question, nested case control study is a type of, actually it is a combination of both cohort plus case control study, but both were not given in the choices together, they were given separately. So single answer, nested case control study is mainly a type of cohort study. So name may say case control, but it is actually a type of cohort study. And second question you can answer even without knowing the design of nested case control. Question was, what must be the reason why nested case control study is a type of cohort study? Yes, definitely due to its forward direction. But forward direction prospective nature was not mentioned in the choices. So this is mainly also known as temporality. So temporality means temporal association or forward direction cause to effect. So exact question was, which property of cohort study is retained by nested case control study? It is temporality. Now since you have got to the questions, let's now try to understand the design and we'll come back to questions. Nested case control study is only done under two circumstances. What are these two circumstances? Number one, disease must be new and rare in the population, and number two, its diagnostic tests must be very expensive. Generally for new diseases, diagnostic tests are very expensive. Now let's try to understand the design. How many of you know what is stem cell banking? If you know stem cell banking, then you know nested case control study. What do you do in stem cell banking? We take stem cells from a healthy newborn. Why you are doing or why you are taking stem cells from a healthy newborn? What do you do to those stem cells? We, after proper labeling, put it in refrigerator at -20 indefinitely. Now why you are storing or putting stem cells of a healthy newborn? What is the advantage? Yes, any problem occurs in newborn in the future, we can take out those stem cells from the refrigerator and do any testing or study on that. This is exactly the design of a nested case control study. Let's now go into depth of the design. Suppose in the year 2020, there are 10,000 healthy births in your hospital. So if there are 10,000 births in your medical college or hospital, in which all the history of the mother is there, how much was the weight gain in pregnancy? Was there any complication during or after pregnancy, postpartum hemorrhage? Did mother take iron, folic acid, tetanus, toxoid in pregnancy? Did she undergo any radiation exposure in the pregnancy? What was the weight of the newborn? Similarly, every history must be available. Take this case sheet and scan it and store it in the computer, plus take samples of these 10,000 births. These samples could be blood sample, urine sample, stem cell sample, and these samples are then refrigerated after proper labeling at -20 degree. Now we wait for what? Wait for occurrence of a new rare disease in this population of 10,000 births. So we wait for 5 years, nothing happens. Wait for another 5 years, nothing happens. Wait for another 5 years, nothing happens. But when you wait for another 5 years, that is in the year 2040, suddenly we find 50 cases of a new rare disease has occurred in these 10,000 births who are now 20-year-old adults. So in these 20-year-old adults, 10,000 in the same city, 50 have developed a new rare disease for which causative agent is not known. Now you can see you have got 9,950 healthy people. So you can choose an equal number of 50 controls, or if you want to make 1:4 ratio, 200 controls. Now you have a material ready for case control study. Now what we will do, we will come back and compare history of these 50 cases with 50 controls. Any difference in the history you find, make a table, calculate odds ratio. If it is more than 1, that could be a possible risk factor. Take an example. Cases mother underwent radiation exposure in first trimester. Control mothers did not undergo radiation exposure in first trimester of pregnancy. So radiation exposure in first trimester could be a possible risk factor for occurrence of this disease at 20 years of age. Or you find some other difference in history. Cases mother undertook diethyl stilbestrol in pregnancy, control mothers did not take. So diethyl stilbestrol exposure in pregnancy could be a possible risk factor for occurrence of this disease. Now suppose you don't find any difference in history. Now you should compare blood samples of cases 50 and controls 50 at the time of birth. So suppose you find cases blood sample at birth had higher T4 level, control samples at birth had normal T4 level, then we can conclude possibly higher T4 level at birth is a possible risk factor for occurrence of this disease at 20 years of age. This study design is known as nested case control study. So let us write definition in front of us that will make the study design absolutely clear to you. A small case control study nested in a big cohort study. How? You are having a cohort of 10,000 births which you are following for 20 years. 10,000 births follow up for 20 years. It's a very big cohort study. And when disease occur, you only do a comparison group of 50 cases, 50 control, only 100 people. So this is a very small case control study nested in a very big cohort study known as nested case control study. Now if you see in this study design, we are going forward 2020 to 40. So it is a forward looking cohort study. But when disease occur, we come back and compare history blood sample of cases control, it becomes a case control study. So it is a combination of cohort plus case control. Then why it is mainly known as cohort study? Because if I ask you to start this study today, you will have to go forward till 20, 30 or 40 years. Then disease will occur. Then you will come back and do a case control study. So this is mainly a type of cohort study because it takes a lot of time and major direction is temporal. Starting today with exposure in 2020, waiting for the disease to occur later in 2030, 40 or 50. This is mainly a type of cohort study with temporality or forward direction.